Alright, what's up guys? This is Taylor doing the nightly video for the 20th of August. Action is interesting here so far this week. If we look at the 1 hour QQQ, we have the first hourly sell trigger on the big 3 indicator since back here in, I think it was back on April 21st. Yeah, so there's your last 1 hour sell trigger on April the 21st. They bottom, they pop it, they rally, and yeah, everything was pretty smooth sailing. The running joke here in the room as of late, the ultimate buy trigger in this market is a sell trigger. And that's kind of been the theme. They'll dip it, they'll get a 15-minute sell signal, 30-minute sell signal. That just kind of insults the bulls. Like, they come in, they pop it. Do they take that 1 hour sell trigger, get a bigger flush going? We shall find out more into tomorrow. But for the Qs, I think you want to watch that 567, 570-ish range, where if they can flush it and break support, and then quickly pop it back above, that could be maybe a little bit like back here. Get the gap down, got the flush, you have the cut under the 200 SMA. Rope in your shorts, come on in, water's warm. The pot back above. Everything can get a little bit short squeezy. So for tomorrow into Friday, Q's back in the call at 570 and change. There might be a quicker pop here under the hourly 200. Maybe room for a flush down towards the recent lows around 555-ish. But that is that. And then for the rankings here, and if you guys joined the webinar last week, I sent out a copy here of the spreadsheet. A few changes here this week. One being the sector leadership. Right now, our top 5 would be XLP, the financials, the utilities, materials, and the solar sector. If we think back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, top 5 was pretty much a lot of the SMH, XLK, big tech, all those great things. Where is the SMH today? That has dropped all the way down to 16th place with only 26% of its best score. The XLK drops down to 17th place, and the Big 10 basket drops down to 15th place. Now, these aren't negative scores. Positive 32, positive 26, positive 21. But they're not like they were 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Top 2, 3, 4 on the board, 80%, 90%. And if you look up here at the Big 10 names, you can kind of see that, right? Google drops back into a 51%, Apple at 44%, Nvidia down to 29%. Though those 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour squeezes, those weekly, daily squeezes, they work out really well when Nvidia has 80, 90, 100% of its max score. Now we got 29, Broadcom down to 21, here's Tesla, Microsoft, and a little negativity for the TSM. So pretty good call it reset for your big tech, big semi names this week. The beauty of that is that reset can give you brand new squeezes. If we go look at maybe Nvidia, for example, and I can't stress enough, I don't have the immediate buy trigger. Not going to short, I'm not going to buy them yet, but I will keep them here on the watch list. But all right, Nvidia, so on the flush, on the old reset, you pull back and you print a brand new daily squeeze. Things are a little bit mixed here on the indicator. We only have 8 points out of 15, neutral trend, bull structure. I don't have to buy that today. I can wait a bit. Pretty much could they turn that daily squeeze into something like our QQQ daily squeeze from back here in June. White arrow on the histogram, there's your trigger. 15 points, perfect structure, momentum, the trend, all of the fixins for the breakout. The squeeze is one part of that, all the other criteria, that's your timing and direction. So yeah, I love the fact Nvidia's pulled back. I love the fact we do have a new daily squeeze. And yeah, I will jump in when I get the trigger. That could be tomorrow, that could be a couple of weeks down the road. They're worth waiting for. One more here would be in the Broadcom. And Broadcom has only 6 points out of 15, neutral structure, neutral trend. But last time you had a daily squeeze, that gives you that easy push. Brand new squeeze, and no 1 hour buy trigger, no 30, no 15. Do I have to look for a short here? Well, Broadcom ranks out with a positive 21%. Yeah, that's nowhere near as good right now as XLP, Bank of America, the ABBV, Johnson & Johnson, but it's not a short. AMAT might be a short, SMCI, Monster, MicroStrategy. Don't want to short the positive names. All right, one more here would be in, I believe, AMD. Yeah, so new daily squeezes in AMD, NVIDIA, and the Broadcom. Now, here's a kicker for the SMH itself. Right, there's still this really bullish, also brand new daily squeeze here for the SMH. So now we have a daily squeeze, a 2-day squeeze. Now, the 2-day squeeze here has the immediate buy trigger. 15 points at a 15, perfect alignment, right at the buy zone. You'd want a little better alignment from your lower time frames. Take that 2-day squeeze, they go and get a 30-minute trigger, hourly trigger. That might be the cue to jump in. But anyways, we have a daily, a 2-day, and then a big, beautiful monthly squeeze. And I think between now and the end of the year, that should add a little context to any kind of NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, Qualcomm, any kind of SMH daily squeeze. But again, the key would be, can we get the trigger? And then as far as the SMH, we'll get our best trades in when the SMH is showing signs of leadership. If it had a score like the XLP, the financials, utilities, materials, we're maybe waking up tomorrow thinking buying the SMH, or Broadcom, NVIDIA, all the above. I like the pullback. I like the brand new squeezes. Now the key would be into tomorrow, next week, next couple of weeks. Can the SMH try to climb back up the rankings? They take it from 16th back into 10th place, 10th back into 5th. If they can crack that top 5, then our shots might line up. So patience for that. And again, I think the more you work that one approach, right, same setup, indicator, all the above, you learn it's worth it to wait for the ideal alignment. All right, so say you have maybe 5 things on your checklist. You could get a decent trade on 2. You could get maybe an okay trade on 3 or 4. But your best trades come from the full 5. So what I've learned here for really all my trades, if I can focus on that squeeze during a moment in time where we have market alignment, sector leadership, relative strength, just a lot of things working in that one name's edge, the results look a little bit more like this batch. So here's the 70 trades we took on big tech names, the SMH, indexes, futures. 70 trades, 54 wins, good for a 77% win rate. And then when we ignore those things, we don't care about the market, we don't look for a sector alignment, we get caught up in more so, call them pretty scan results. Same trade, same everything. Squeeze, trigger, all the above, but on these kinds of names without the alignment, we drop down to about a 50% win rate. So again, what's the key there? The key is if I jump in and buy the trigger on, or pull the trigger on an NVIDIA, a Google, a Microsoft, and Meta, I want to check that bigger picture. Do I have the right index action behind me? Do I have the right sector leadership behind me? That, I think, makes for the best repeatable process. So yeah, keep an eye on these new daily squeezes here, Broadcom, SMH, NVIDIA, and the AMD. And if y'all want to learn a little bit more about the scoring system, all the above here, free webinar tonight at 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll jump on for a bit, go through some of these. We'll do a good walkthrough tonight of these 100 trades we took. This batch, the other batch, all the above. We'll talk about a few of the indicator updates, and then if you guys have been following along here with the spreadsheet, all I'll say is the spreadsheet is cool. It's really helpful. What I'm going to show y'all tonight is taking that and turning things up, I think, a couple of 100 notches. So thank y'all for watching. Keep an eye on your squeezes, wait for triggers, and I think eventually could be getting a few good shots lined up here. Adios, guys.